Well, good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck, and it's Sunday, September 28th, 2025, about noon. And I'm actually headed over to heading out to run some errands. I thought I'd bring you along. I haven't shot any new material for a while. I haven't really been doing anything very exciting. But figured I'd bring you along for this. I'm experimenting with some new camera angles, so you might notice that things look a little different. So come on along and we'll see what kind of mischief we can get into. I got to go put fuel in my truck first and then swing by Wally World and pick up some stuff for the wife. So, no place we haven't been before, but we'll bring you along. I worked over at the museum yesterday afternoon and had a good time over there. As always, met some very, very nice people. And this morning, if you saw the picture on my community page, I want to talk a little bit about that picture and where that came from. And I thought I'd lost that thing forever. And the pictures that were taken on that trip, there was a number of them. But I actually stumbled upon that on the end of an old PowerPoint presentation that I put together quite a while ago, and it was still hiding in the corner of my computer, and I thought that was pretty cool because that was a pretty great picture. That's a real hard place to get to, and there's a pretty good chance I'll never go there again in my lifetime. But it didn't really involve a lot of walking. We actually parked fairly close to that spot, but that canyon is pretty dramatic, as you can see by the picture. And that Hell's Gate Wilderness is some pretty tough country. And so anyway, I'm almost at the gas station now, and so I'll be back with you here again.
Be sure to use your Adventure Club card in the store to earn free energy drinks, watermelon fluid, fountain drinks, and coffee with purchased digital cards.
Check out our collection of Monster Energy. Come inside for this special deal on 15.5 to 16 ounce cans. Get 4 for $8 or 2 for $5.50.
This old truck's only got an 18-gallon gas tank, so I try to keep it full, try to keep it above half. But, sometimes that's the challenge. a funny story about those little boats I'll have to tell you sometime. It happened over at the park at the lake. Let's go in and get this stuff and get this over with. It's handy to have a Wally World around, but you sure grow to depend on it and end up spending a lot of money there. So let's go in and get this taken care of. Well, aren't you the pretty girl? You've been hanging out in my yard almost all day. Look at you, you're gorgeous. Are you hiding out from the boys? You are. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. Oh, now we got another one. We got a boy now. He's getting ready to jump over the fence to come in. Our girl is over on the other side of the yard. Here's a young Spike. Yeah, he's looking like he's thinking about it. Or maybe not.
She's not open here anymore.
A urine test? Are you kidding? Do you know what it's like here? We have a heat wave.
Do you hear me?
Okay, he left. He didn't come in.
Do you hear me?
Okay, it turned out that there's mom and a baby. That's probably last year's baby. And there was a male here a little while ago. Let's let this run for a little bit and see if they hop over the fence right there, because that's what they usually do. Right there on that gate. I was hoping to get some good footage. And there we go. Look at that. Isn't that little one pretty? And mom's back over there a little ways. I don't know, they're back up in the bushes there where you can't see them. I'll see if I can catch it when they go over the fence for you. Now there they go. She's looking like she's going to do it now. I got the impression she was probably trying to hide from that male. I don't know how well you can see that. Oh, there she went. There's mom went over the fence.
Is baby going?
I'm sure she will. She hasn't yet.
I can't get back up again.
No, you can't see anything anyway.
Let's start about 2 liters nasal cannula, and let's start IV. 2 milligrams of morphine sulfate, please. His face is swelling, his voice is becoming more hoarse, and I still don't have any answers. Alan, I'm concerned that this tear in your face is
Well, Mom's on the other side of the fence and Baby's still on this side.
for a tear in your windpipe. Because of the severity of this, we're going to have to place a fiber optic camera down your throat, take a better look. It's the only way we can figure out what's going on. You might be uncomfortable, but we do have medications to help with this.
You can't see anything right now. They're both down there.
The patient was pretty cognizant of how he looked in the mirror, and he realized that he needed some help. How come this is so hard for you to figure out? Well, sometimes it's just like that. We call them zebras. Ever heard of that before? Well, I know what a zebra is. So in medicine, there's a saying: when you hear hoofbeats, think of horses, not zebras. Meaning, start with the obvious answer. When something that should be obvious.
And there's Mom's walking away.
Look at the zebra. That's kind of cool. Yeah, and this is a zebra. So it shouldn't be too much longer. I'll come get you when we're all done. Okay?
You can just barely see Baby's ears down there.
We're going to keep looking until we do. All right.
There's no gaps in that fence, so they had to jump over the fence to get in here, so we know they can do it.
You okay with that?
And Mom's wandering away. Baby's thinking about it.
So this is a scope we're going to use. Let me know if anything is too uncomfortable for you. And slowly going in.
Yep, there she went. I don't know if you saw that or not, but there's Baby. There's Baby. There's Baby walking away, and there's Mom down the way a little bit there. Okay, I hope you got to see that. Well, as you can see, it's later in the day, and I didn't shoot anything in the store, and I didn't shoot anything on the way home, but I came home, put the groceries away, and that's when we found our visitors down in the bottom yard, and I showed you some clips of those, and what it turned out to be, I guess, is a mom and a baby, probably last year's baby, and it was kind of funny because I kept seeing one of them at a time, and I kept thinking, well, boy, that doesn't look as big as it did a little bit ago, and because it was two different ones. But anyway, then that young bull showed up on the outside. He decided not to jump over the fence and come in, and then I showed you when they're leaving, and they were here for most of from the time I got back from the store, just about all afternoon until a little bit before 6, and so I watched them off and on all afternoon. It's always kind of fun to have wildlife in the yard, and I especially like the elk, and they're coming into the rut season now, so I would imagine that bull is trying to bully that young one around, and Mom doesn't want to have anything to do with that, and so she was probably trying to protect her little one is probably what was going on, and so good luck to them, and I wish them the best. Now, watch out for cars, and unfortunately we have a lot of car collisions around here because they're out at night a lot, and they don't pay a lot of attention. And so anyway, if you notice I look a little different, I got a little story behind that too. And my beard's a little shorter, and what happened there is that go back to before COVID, back before 2020. My wife never would cut my hair, and I'd ask her to, and she said no, she'd rather go have somebody else cut it, and she had all these reasons why she shouldn't do it. And so I had a lady barber that had been my barber for 30 years or so, and and she and I have been friends forever, and she was in the medical field before she got tired of that and decided to go be a barber. But along came COVID, and of course we all thought we were going to die, and we were all hiding from each other, and I decided that going to the barber shop is probably about the worst thing you could ever do, and be that close to somebody who's that close to a bunch of strangers all day long. And it sounded like a super spreader event, and of course we didn't know anything about what was going to happen. And so I talked spousal unit into starting to cut my hair, and bought a set of clippers and all that kind of stuff. And so from about 2020, March of 2020 on, she's been cutting my hair. Well, fast forward to the other day, and I needed a haircut pretty bad, and she just didn't feel up to it. And so she said, go find a barber. Well, in the meantime, my lady barber, my friend, she's retired, and so I'm looking around for a barber shop, and there's a guy that's on one little back streets here in town who's a fairly new guy and hadn't been around too long. And I decided to go give him a try. And so I went in there. There wasn't anybody else there, and he's a real amicable sort. And because it was my first time there, and because there wasn't any other customers waiting, he kind of gave me the full treatment, and that's okay. I didn't mind that. We had a nice talk, but he left my hair a little longer than I like, and left my beard a little shorter than I like. But the beard will grow back, and so will the hair actually. But anyway, that's why I look a little bit different. Why my beard's a little shorter. But funny sidebar to all that is while he was about the time he was getting wrapped up with me, another guy came in, and it turned out to be another retired guy, a retired cop actually. I've known him for about 30 years, and he didn't recognize me. Of course, I'd tell him who I was, and it was, "Oh, Chuck, by golly, look how skinny you are," all that kind of stuff. And well, anyway, then he started asking me questions about Sasquatch. And so we got talking about that, and I think poor Barber, I think his head was kind of spinning and about stuff we were talking about, because my friend knew what I did, and his name was Don, and Don knows what I do, and he probably will watch this video. And so hello, Don, and say hi to your wife for me. But anyway, so I ended up going to the barber for the first time in 5 years or so, and getting a haircut in a barber shop. And I kind of like the guy. I'm sure I'll end up going back there if my wife doesn't feel up to cutting my hair next time. But like I say, he cut my beard a little shorter than I would have liked it, and so I look a little bit different. And my wife says she thinks I look better, and I think I look kind of scruffier. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, been kind of a convoluted video, and took you to the store and to the gas station, and then brought you home and showed you a bunch of elk. And it turned out there was 3 of them. There's the mom, the baby, and then that spike male came around there. And so they get pretty cranky this time of year. And I haven't heard them howling yet, or making that squeaky noise they make. And but we'll be hearing that pretty quick now. There's several pretty big bulls that hang around town, and somebody told me the other day that he already saw one of them with 9 females. He was already rounding up his harem. And so sometimes when we have conflicts with elk, it's usually during the rut season when their hormones are flowing and the males are a little bit cranky and they don't like people around them too much. But as you saw, these here, that young one was kind of scared of me when I was talking to her. But Mom just took it all in stride. But they helped me with my weed problem, and they helped trim the bushes and helped fertilize the ground a little bit there, and hung around all afternoon before they finally went on their merry way down the hill to the high school. So I guess I ought to end this one here. So let me tell you, as I always do, take care of each other, love each other, take care of yourself. Those of you that read my community page post this morning know that my focus is taking care of the spousal unit, and I kind of got to be around all the time for that. But I hope I didn't make it sound too bad, because it really isn't. I can sneak away for a couple hours. I just can't go anywhere all day, or I definitely don't want to be going anywhere overnight. But she felt good enough to actually get up and cook dinner tonight, and which is good, because I'm not a very good cook, and I don't like to cook, so I'll do it if I have to. So I already told you to take care of each other, love each other, take care of yourself. Be grateful for what you have. I'm going through some challenges right now, but still I'm grateful for the life I've been given, and I'm grateful that my health is good. And just had a text from a friend of mine this afternoon saying another mutual friend of ours passed away, died in his sleep, and retired law enforcement. Real sad to hear that, but I guess if you got to go, then that's the best way to go. So I guess that's about all I got for now. So let me wrap this one up. I still got a little bit of light left, and until I talk to you again, let me just tell you, peace out.